Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Give me one in the chat box if you guys can hear me okay. How's it going, Iman from India? Great to have you on here. Michael, Clark, LG Graphics, George, Allen, Dean. Awesome. Todd is asking, will we be able to get a copy of the video? Yes. So as soon as I hit start, GoToWebinar starts recording. So yes, you will be able to get a copy of it, hopefully, if everything goes well. How's it going, Stephanie? Martin from the UK, Stephen Moore, Harry the big dog. I like that. Frank, Marielle, Yazzer, Josette, Grant, Carrie. How's everyone doing today? I have about an hour and 15 minutes with you guys, since I do have a dentist appointment at 2 p.m. So I could push that to about 2:10, but I'll try and be on here for about an hour and 15 minutes. I do have a bit of an agenda to cover, just based on the support tickets that have been coming in. The number one thing is actually the first one, navigating the members area, and I did move a few things around just to make it a little easier, because I noticed that things could be a little bit confusing in there, especially since we have a lot of tabs. Also, the upgrades, we've been getting a lot of questions about the upgrades. Where are they? How can I find them? Same with the bonuses. So I'm going to be walking through that first off, and then we'll jump into, the nitty gritty stuff of how to set up a list, how to set up a broadcast, follow-up sequences, and then get any questions that you guys might have. So does that sound good to you guys? Give me a 1 in the chat box. Sean is saying, where do I find the past recordings? So the past recording, I'll be adding that as well. We've only done one session. I had multiple sessions set up here inside of GoToWebinar just in case. So some of you may have gotten, well, all of you got reminder emails about a webinar that was supposed to happen on Tuesday, but I didn't have one. I had one scheduled inside GoToWebinar, but I didn't schedule one with tell you guys about it, because I wasn't planning on doing that. I scheduled that event way before we even launched, and GoToWebinar sends those emails automatically. So that was my mistake for not turning those reminder emails off. So I had planned the first one that we did last Thursday, and then one for this week. And then we might do one again next week, depending on how this one goes and if you guys still have questions. And I'm also trying to work on a deal for Convertri. If you guys are interested in that, I'll see how you guys feel about me setting that up. We've ran a Convertri deal, I think, twice or once, maybe, to Sendiio customers. I was able to work something out exclusively with Andrew from Convertri, and it ended up working out. It's a pretty good page builder, and we're integrated with them, so it works pretty good together. But besides that, let's go ahead and jump into this, since I do have to be off of here probably around 11:45. Oh no, sorry, 1:45 p.m. Carrie is saying, do I have a Sendiio Facebook group? I don't. Number one is because I've tried doing Facebook groups before, and I rarely actually use the Facebook news feed and Facebook stream area. I mostly use Facebook for messages, and I'll post pictures of my daughter, just so my family overseas can keep track of her growing up, and they really enjoy seeing pictures of her. But for the most part, I don't really even get into groups that much anymore. And again, I've tried it before, and number one, it starts turning into a support group. And if you guys know how Facebook works, if say 10 people post at a time, and then only a few of them are getting comments, the other ones get buried pretty quickly, and then some people's questions get missed, and then they start relying on the Facebook group as a support channel, when it can be to a certain extent. But if you actually need help, then our support desk is where that happens. So the other thing is, I don't want to start it and not be able to be in there constantly to help you guys, because again, I don't really use the Facebook groups or any of that stuff that much. So I would hate to start it and then feel like I'm letting you guys down because I'm not in there as much. When I'm working, I try to stay focused And again, I use the Messenger app to communicate with family and partners and things like that. And yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about starting it just for that reason, because I don't want to not be active in there for you guys and just start it and then just not be in there. Just being honest with you guys. Um, Someone's saying I have Convertry. I need help over there. Awesome. Yeah, Convertry. They had, I believe, Andrew put together either 1 or 2 webinar sessions on how to work Convertry with Sendiio. So if you have that, then yeah, definitely reach out to them, because I know they definitely did at least one webinar I know of that he put together where he walked through everything on Convertry and Sendiio. Perfect. So it looks like a lot of you are interested in Convertry. So I'll reach out to Andrew. I haven't reached out to him. I was planning to reach out to him because I know that he did just do a public launch for a pretty good deal. So I didn't want to reach out to him too early after that, because the customers that he just purchased could get a little upset if I'm able to negotiate a pretty good deal for you guys. Perfect. Someone is saying there's a small one already. Someone else created a Sendio group. All right. Is my screen isn't up yet. Let me turn my screen on. That would help, right? Let's see. No, my screen was not showing. All right, there we go. So this is the agenda, all right? Navigating the members area, the upgrades explained, the bonuses explained, how to set up a list, how to set up a broadcast, how to set up a follow-up sequence, and much, much more. So let's go into this. Let's go into the members area, and actually just finished setting up a broadcast. Oh, wait, actually, let me edit this because I want to exclude. This is a good training for you guys here. I want to exclude all of the Sendio customers from this. Oh, it already started. All right, never mind. So this one's already going out. So I was supposed, some of you are probably going to get this, which is not supposed to happen, but that's my mistake. I was supposed to exclude all Sendio customers from this promotion that I have going on right now. But man, that's my mistake. I was rushing to get this out since this deal that I'm promoting right now is ending today. And obviously, I was excluding you guys since we're having this webinar. So I didn't want to have you guys getting a million emails. So sorry about that. You're probably going to get this. Okay, so let's get in here. The dashboard. This is the main dashboard that we have. And for me, there's going to be a lot more tabs, and depending on which upgrades you bought, you may or may not see some of these on here. Okay, obviously you're not going to see users, you're not going to see packages, you're not going to see upsells, and you're not going to see settings or static pages. So for you guys, depending on what you bought, you will see groups, sub users, Twitter, ringless voicemail, Facebook, SMS, email, and the help area. Okay, now let me start here. This is where all the tutorials are. Okay, so if it's everything, it's the more you click, the deeper you go into the different tabs. And if you see a little arrow, then that means you can go a little deeper. Here on the left-hand side shows your purchases. This is one thing that I've gotten a lot of questions about, which is, the upgrades and, pretty much asking, hey, I bought this, but I don't know where it is. So if you go to my purchases, you'll be able to see what you have and what you don't have. Okay, obviously I'm an admin, so I have access to everything. But depending on what you purchased, it'll show purchased or access. If you want to access any one of these, and if you click on it, it'll take you to the upgrade page where you can purchase it. And then once you do so, it'll say purchased and it won't say access anymore. Okay, so if you've purchased upgrades and if you're not sure if you have those upgrades, just go to the My Purchases tab and it'll show you everything that you have unlocked on your account. If you bought an upgrade and it still shows green like this, like asking you for you to purchase it, then send us a support email and we'll make sure that we get your account straightened out. Okay, because everything should be automated. where if you purchase, boom, the system knows and it'll show that you did purchase it and you will have access to that. There was another thing I wanted to say. It escaped my mind. Oh yes, when we first launched on, I believe on the second day, halfway through the second day, we noticed that the login emails weren't being sent out to the again for the first 1.5 days. So there might be some of you that did not receive that initial login email, which that really backed us up quite a bit. We got at least, I think, 800 support tickets, which is one of my biggest nightmares is, when I launch a new product, that the login email isn't sent automatically, because I've gone through that and it just turns into a nightmare because, again, boom, we got literally 800 tickets in one night that we had to go through for that very reason, and it literally backed us up quite a bit. And what happens is, once you reply to someone and you send them their login email, they reply back with thank you, and then it just creates another ticket. So it was just pretty big nightmare for the first few days, but I believe we are getting caught up. So if you did submit a support ticket and we haven't gotten back to you, just give us some time, because again, we got an insane amount of support tickets just for that very reason. However, if that did happen to you, we did also, not only did we fix that, but we also fixed our password reset option. So if for some reason we haven't gotten back to you about your login details, you can always go through our support process. And if I open a new incognito window so I don't have to log out, if I go to sendio.com, it'll take you to the login page. If my internet wants to catch up with me. And here you'll see it says forgot password. You can go through this process and it'll send you an email to reset your password. Okay. So that's your My Purchases page. Here are the bonuses. Okay. So now there's only actually two bonuses that are supposed to be on this page. And then the rest of them are actual features that you guys got unlocked for free. Okay. So the Wise Old Email Gorilla, guys, this is an amazing course. If you have not downloaded it and read through it, it is a course that a very good friend of mine put together. It is a while back ago, I think about 2013 when he wrote this. But it's one of those trainings that you read through it and it's timeless. It's just one of those. It's kind of like one of those classic books that you can read 10 years from now, and it'll still have so much wisdom on how to actually just sell and use the power of words to sell, especially when it comes to email. So make sure you guys download this if you haven't. The webinar, again, we already did the first one where Tom and Nick did share some very powerful strategies on how to use Sendiio for local businesses, especially since you guys got the agency license with that purchase. And again, obviously for that one, they did have a special offer at the end. For some of you that rubs you guys the wrong way. For others, I mean, those of you that bought it, I mean, you absolutely loved it, especially because everything they shared on how you can use their platform with Sendiio. And I'm also talking with them about ensuring that Sendiio is integrated with their platform. But yeah, I'll be embedding that video here just for the tips and tricks that they share, because the offer is now closed. But they did share some very cool strategies on how to get directly to the owner of the companies, and a very cool way to pretty much get them emailing you requesting your services. So I'll be putting that here in the members area. I have it on a separate page now if you guys haven't seen it, so I can put that in the chat box right now. Again, the offer is closed already, but the information they shared is very, very good. Where is it? I believe is on this link. Let me double check that. Let me see. AGM replay. Nope. Oh, wrong site. That's what it is. It's on sendio.vip. Yeah, there it goes. So if you try to go to the page that they put up, it takes you to a not available anymore page, but I put it up on this page just because there's a lot of value in that webinar. Pretty much a strategy session on just hitting the ground running and how you can offer this to local businesses. But here's the bonus case study. I'm not sure if some of you guys saw that email, but halfway through the launch, I put together a new case study for affiliates to be able to offer. So you can see that here on how you can pretty much increase your open rates. And I'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll show you an example here as well. Sendiio Academy, if you guys purchased it, here it is as well under the help section. I might have the developer move that just so some of you guys don't get freaked out that you bought it and then you don't see it. So you can see Sendiio Academy is here under the help desk, but I can see how that can be confusing if you bought it and you don't see it right away. So I'll try and get the developer to move that to its own tab. Now the tutorial videos, again, if you click through, you'll see that they're all separated into different sections just to try to make it a little easier. Now, one thing that, again, many of you went directly to the email section to try and get that set up, and I did have it a bit of a kind of a weird format in here. The way it was before, we had this at the very top, which was another one of the bonuses, which is how you can connect to your SMTP system, your hosting's SMTP system. However, what I realized is not all of you want to do that. All right, some of you want to go directly to using a third-party SMTP or connecting to our SMTP once we release that. So it was kind of confusing you to come here directly to the email tab, and the first video you watch is a fairly technical video on how to connect Sendiio to your hosting SMTP. So this was confusing quite a bit of people, thinking that you had to do this. This is not a requirement, guys. Again, this is just optional if you guys truly want to connect to your web hosting's SMTP. These are the videos that you follow. So what I did was I moved that a little further down, and I started with how to actually set up Sendiio from the very beginning. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the recording of this video here at the very top, so that it can kind of guide people on what would be the best way to navigate the members area. Again, this video, I'm going to go ahead and put the recording of this video at the very top, and then you can just start working your way down. So the first thing you're going to do is create an unsubscribe footer, okay? And that is because that's the first thing you have to do, is comply by the CAN SPAN rules. So make sure you're not breaking those rules, and making sure you're giving people the option to unsubscribe from your list. Now, I did also, I believe I added if you are wanting to connect to your hosting SMTP, there is, it is a bit of a technical process. That's why you put together 2 videos. And I also have a PDF, which I thought I added on here, but I didn't. So let me put that in the chat box as well. I know I have it in here. And again, this is not a requirement. It is probably the most technical aspect of Sendiio. So if you want to do that, just take your time with this. Don't rush through it. Just if you have to watch it a few times for it to click, then do so. And again, since you do have to add a bit of snippets of code to your hosting cPanel, you can always ask your hosting support desk to do that for you, so that you don't actually have to mess with any of that stuff. I know that's the route I would use, because I'm probably the least technical person on this call. Here it is. Here's the PDF. So I'm going to put this PDF I'm going to go ahead and put it in the members area as well once we get off this call. But here is the PDF to set up Sendiio with your hosting SMTP. And again, I can't repeat it more. This is optional, okay? We have 3 ways to connect to Sendiio: with your hosting SMTP, with the third-party SMTP, which we cover here as well. We connect how to connect to Amazon SES, and we have also Mailgun and SendGrid, which those two are fairly simple to connect to, since all you have to do is literally just go here, third-party mail services. You can click on mail accounts and you'll see which ones we're integrated with. Oh, sorry. Let's do add account. So we're integrated with Mailjet, Amazon SES, SendGrid, Elastic Email, Send13, and Mailgun. Okay. So with these is fairly simple. Okay. If you click on it, all you have to do is go into your account and fill out the required boxes that they are asking for. Okay. So that we're asking for. So the name, your API key, your API secret, your from name, and your from email. So you pretty much for Mailjet, all you need is these three things, and then you can fill those out, which whatever details you want there. But these are all pretty much the same. Okay. Oh, where'd I go? Come back. All right. Now, if I do Amazon SES, here are the things that they require. Now, there's been a lot of people connecting to their Amazon SES account and inputting the wrong information here. Okay, and it took us a couple of days to figure that out because for the most part, everyone that's connected with SES has done it the right way. But for some reason, there's been a good number of people getting the wrong access key and the wrong secret access key as well. So what we did was I had the developer put together another video explaining how that works. So if you're having trouble connecting to your Amazon SES, let me come back to the email tutorial videos. We put together a second video in here that you want to make sure you go in there and watch if my internet wants to continue to move slowly. So this one here, okay, how to connect to your Amazon SES account. This will walk you through ensuring that you get the right API details from your SES account. Okay, so that's it. So we have three ways. We have connecting to your hosting's SMTP, connecting to a third-party SMTP, which we're integrated with through API. Like you saw, you just fill out those few boxes and you're good to go. And then we have our SMTP. Now, if you skipped on our SMTP connection, then ignore the next few seconds. But if you took us up on that offer, actually, I think we're way over the 300 seats that we were going to sell. I think we're at like 320. So I'm not even going to put the link for that anymore because I truly want to stick to just 300 people for that offer. And then later on, we might reopen it again. But if you did purchase that, you will see it over the next 30 days. You'll see it here under Elite Service, okay? But the thing about this, the reason we're being so careful with this is because we know that there are going to be some people that want to spam with our SMTP server, and we're not going to allow that by any means. So there is going to be a very strong filtering process that we're going to go through to ensure that we only get the very best, people that are truly running a good business and not spamming using our SMTP server, because that is it's a premium service and it does take a lot of work, effort, and money to keep this running. So we want to run a clean ship. So I'll be having a few webinars exclusively for the people that bought the Elite service, just to kind of like guide you guys through how it's going to work once we open up. And again, it's going to open up within the next 30 days. However, I have opened it up to a handful of people already that have proven that they do have an opt-in list. They do have permission to email people, and I have opened that up to them just to slowly start getting people in. So that's how we're going to pretty much run this. And again, I'll be having some webinars covering that, because we truly want to have Sendiio be a premium autoresponder, just like Aweber and GetResponse, and that's why we're controlling the number of people that we're letting in at a time. And yeah, so that's how it's going to work. I won't talk too much about it, since again we only had 300 people that took us up on that offer, and I think once we closed once the launch finished, I think we were at about 320. So obviously we're going to filter a good amount of those out, just because I just know that there's going to be some people that are going to want to spam with with that connection, and we're not going to allow that. So All right, what's the next thing? So navigating the members area, the upgrades explained. Okay, so if you bought OTO1, boom, I already showed you where that is. Here you go, Sendiio Academy. I'm gonna see if I can get that moved to its own tab. If you bought OTO2 was the elite service, again, only 300 of you or 320 of you bought that. So none of you will see that right now. And again, I'll be having some webinars explaining how that works. OTO3 was the booster system. Okay, so our booster system, if you guys purchase that, you can go here to add a broadcast, and you'll see that here at the bottom. So resend to not open. So our booster system is what allows you guys to email, what allows Sendiio to email the people that do not open your email, your morning email, or whatever your first email, and you can email them again at a later time that you specify automatically. Okay, so let's, for example, say that I'm sending this email out now. It's 12:56 p.m. and I also want Sendiio to send out another email to people that did not open it later on at 6 p.m. So I can do that here by setting this to 7 hours. Well, let's do 5 hours since it's 1 p.m. now. So 5 hours. I can do however many resends I want. I usually never do more than 2, just because there's so many hours in the day, and I don't want a million emails going out to people who aren't opening it on the same day. So I use this with caution. Unless I'm doing like 12 hours difference, then yeah, I can do maybe like maybe do 4 of them. Since 12 hours is a good amount of time that passes in between the days. But this is where the booster feature is, and not just that, but it's also under follow-up sequences as well, and it's in the same spot. Okay, well, I think in the follow-up sequences it's above the message editor. So that's OTO3. OTO4 upgrade number 4 was our VA license. So here is the VA license here. It's called sub users. Okay, we didn't call it VA on here because some of you might be using it for other reasons. Okay, if you want to hire, I don't know, someone completely different and you don't call it VA or whatever, we just called it sub users inside of the members area. But to create a new sub user, you just come here, click add sub user, and then you have all the options that you give them, that you want to give them. So you can give them the ability to add new lists and email on your behalf. You can allow use of all Sendiio features. You can allow them to use all to access all user groups if you want to hire people to run campaigns for your clients. And here you can, if you want to give them just specific access to certain groups, you can do that as well. So if you hire one person to run Joe the attorney's account, you can just give them access to that. Okay, and you can also give them access to create groups. Now, let me quickly touch on the difference as well between sub users and groups, because some of you got confused with that as well. Because you got all of you that purchased during the 5 days that we had this 2.0 launch going, you got the grouping feature for free, which is part of our agency license. Okay, all of you got agency license and grouping feature for free. So our grouping feature pretty much allows you to create campaigns for your clients. Okay, and it creates a subgroup within your main account so that you can keep everything separate. So here I have Joe the attorney, and Joe the attorney, I want to make sure that I put his email list and his SMS list into his account only, so that I don't accidentally have any cross promotion by mistake from Joe the attorney and the plumber's account. So to go into Joe the attorney's account, I just go up here to the top. I did that a little fast. Let me go back. But you pretty much come up here. Oops, let me log back in. You pretty much come up here to the top and you can go into any of the groups that you've created. Okay, so I can select Joe the attorney, and now I'm inside Joe the attorney's group, and from in here, anything that I create will now be exclusively for the Joe the attorney group. Okay, so all of you got this feature here as a free bonus. So that's another one of the bonuses that some of you have asked about. Hey, I bought this, where is it? So it's here on the left-hand side of okay, so if I want to create an invitation, I can send Joe the attorney an access link so that he can access his subgroup only. Okay, so that is the major difference between our grouping feature and our sub users feature. The grouping feature, again, it allows you to create groups for your clients and then give clients access specifically to just their group. And then our sub users feature uh, allows you to hire people to run campaigns on your behalf and on behalf of your clients as well. And you can give them access to your clients' groups. Okay, does that make sense? Can you give me a 2 in the chat box if that makes sense? Shoot over to the chat box to see if there's any questions as well. There's a lot of questions, so see if I can answer a few real quick. Will this be recorded? Yes, this is being recorded. What's the best way to connect to SMTP? Again, it depends on your preference. We have the ability to connect to your hosting's SMTP, and we have the ability to connect to a third-party SMTP. And again, depending on where you're at in your business, some of the premium SMTP packages are free. Okay, so I believe MailJet allows you to send, I want to say like 6,000 emails a day at 200 a day, I believe. So if you have, if you have a relatively small list when you're starting out, you can totally, sign up for one of these and use it for free. So look at that. So for free, you could get 6,000 emails per month at 200 emails per day. Okay, so you can pretty much have a list of about what 500 or 1,000 people, and you can totally run with this depending on how many times you email your list. Okay, so that could be a total option, and I believe a lot of them have that as well. Okay, and then as you grow, as your business grows, then you can move up. Okay, so if you have 30,000 emails per month for 10 bucks, 30,000 emails. What's the difference between this and this? Billed annually, 30,000. They both say 30,000. Advanced features, all our core features. All right, so I guess advanced features. So you can see what these do, and see if you need any of those extra things. But since you have Sendiio, all you really need is just to be able to connect. Okay, and again, a lot of these services offer free packages like that. Okay, so Iman, it really depends on where how you want to run things. Blake is saying, I purchased under a different email and then went in to change it and now cannot access my dashboard. Okay. Yeah, if you submitted a support ticket, we'll do our best to get back to you hopefully by today. But again, we got really backed up with that login issue. But if you did change your email, you can try and reset your password with both emails, and maybe one of those two will work. Perfect. So let's see. Any other quick questions I can see? Alina is saying, are you going to add other services that you integrate with? Yes, actually, there should be like 3 in the works right now. So I'm always talking to people about integrating Sendiio with their services. So I know if you guys know the Promote Labs people, let me go to the Sendiio website right now, or the sales page. I'm going to add a page inside the members area that shows you everything we're integrated with as well. So on the sales page, we have what we're currently integrated with. Let me see, where is that? And I've already spoken to, I don't know if you guys know Ciro Gupta, but he's coming out with a pretty cool application for YouTube ads and Facebook ads, where you can run ads and the leads get added directly to your autoresponder of choice. And Sendiio is going to be one of those autoresponders that's integrated with their platform. All right. I don't know if it's my internet that's acting up or this is not loading properly because I know we did have some server issues on this website. Oh, no, yeah, it's just loading very slow. There we go. So here are what we currently, this looks ugly because I added it last minute. This was being added, I think a day or two before we went live. So we have Convertry, Kick Pages, Mail EngageX, FX Funnels, EverZippy, and I believe Coach Zippy. I think everything Zippy is integrated with Sendiio. Doc Studio, Social Send, Genius Lander, and Page Dino. Page Dino and Genius Lander are both by Promote Labs, and I already worked it out with them that anything new that they release is going to be integrated with Sendiio. Also, that new platform by Zero is going to be integrated. There's one more that is escaping me right now. But yeah, trust me, I'm pushing for everything and anything to be integrated. Obviously, anything of quality that's going to help you guys to be integrated. Also, I'm pushing really hard to get integrated with JVZoo. They are, obviously they have 1,000,001 updates that they are working on. And Zapier is coming soon. That's one of the things that's been really requested by you guys. So we're going to be shooting to have that integrated hopefully within the next 30 days. All right, let's see. Someone is saying GMAS option. I believe that's pretty much just connecting to Gmail. So if you're connecting to something like that, you can do personal SMTP. So if you go to personal SMTP, here's where you can pretty much add any SMTP host that you want. Okay. So if you don't find one under the third-party mail services, obviously this is a little bit more technical since you have to kind of find all these different things. But if you have your own SMTP or a GMAS account, this is where you would add it. All right. Larry's saying if I use G Suite, yeah, same thing. So G Suite here, you can set it up here under personal SMTP. All right. Perfect. ClickFunnels, yeah. Some of you are asking about ClickFunnels. I have to put that on my to-do list. I did talk to them, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago about integrating with them. And I think they have a process of like, users, a certain amount of users actually requesting to be integrated before they actually do it. I believe that's what it is. I have to go back and read that email again. So if that's the case, I'm going to create a forum post on their forum, and then I'll send it out to all Sendiio users. And if you guys want it to be integrated, you can just bombard that forum post and hopefully they integrate. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. Sash is asking, does Sendiio work without the need for us to add an SMTP? Yes and no. So if you purchased our Elite service, then you'll be able to connect to our SMTP just like any other autoresponder. But if you did not, then yeah, you would have to add an SMTP, either your own SMTP or premium SMTP to get the emails to be delivered. All right, perfect. So let's continue. Someone is asking for MailerLite. If there are certain services that you guys or certain SMTPs that you want us to integrate with, or any feature requests as well, send them over to our support desk. I believe right now we have about 19 feature requests that we've already gotten from our new members, and we're working our way through them. My developer was asking if he should put in overtime to get them all done, and I just told him, I was like, look, just take your time with them, don't rush, because the last thing I want him doing is rushing and messing something up. So I told him, look, let's just ensure that Sendiio is running smoothly, and let's get the upgrades and the updates added over time. So we already have 19 updates lined up. So just if you send over a support test requesting one, don't expect it to be like the next day. Give us time. We already have 19 and we will be working through them. I remember the 12 or so updates that we added we added a lot more than that. I think we added over like 25 updates. But the most important for customers, that the ones that you guys care about, I think we published about 12 of them on the sales page. That took maybe about 3 or 4 months to get all of those completed. So we worked through them. We're going to continue to improve Sendiio, and we appreciate all of you that send over those feature requests. I believe one of them was pretty cool that someone pointed out that when you're using Twilio, you can rotate through different phone numbers to kind of hacking it a little bit so that you can send text a little bit faster. And if you send too many texts from the same number, I believe, they can start to block your account or something like that. So one of our users helped us walk through pretty much how to get around that. Perfect. All right, so let's see, where are we? All right, so I believe we did the first three. Let's get up in here and set up a new list. All right, so now that we've pretty much talked about the different processes of connecting, and again, each of you are going to be different. Not all of you want to connect to your hosting's SMTP. Not all of you want to connect to a premium SMTP. Some of you may want to just connect, to a completely different SMTP like G Suite or something like that. So you can do that here. So all of that is going to be on you guys, whichever one you want to use. So once that's set up, though, that's when it comes down to now creating a list. So if I come over here to add a list, this is pretty much where the magic starts to happen. So if I do Q&A webinar, you can do description, you can do free customers of PDF or whatever you want. You can add an optional description just so you know a little bit more about that list. So here's where you choose your from source, okay? So again, it can be your own hosting's SMTP, a third-party mail service, or the elite account. And again, the elite account is for those 320 of you that purchased. You'll be able to access that. And again, I'm going to have webinars for you guys specifically just to walk you through how those things are going to work. I'm going to go ahead and choose elite account for now. Joshua Zamora. And this is another cool feature that we pretty much added, I believe, a few days before launch as well, where you can remove inactive subscribers. Okay, this is something that you do want to be setting up on all of your lists because it is just something that happens naturally over time. People are going to stop, a certain amount of people are just going to stop interacting with your emails, either for one reason or another. They're just not interested in the topic anymore, or they jumped onto something else, whatever it may be, or they changed their email address, whatever it is. For some reason or another, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that just always stop opening your emails. And the last thing that you guys want to do is to continue to send emails to those dead emails, because that does affect your long-term pretty much reputation, IP reputation, and domain reputation if you continue to email emails that do not open your emails. So we put this in here where you can automatically have Sendiio remove those inactive subscribers. And here you can put a number between 1 and 6 months. And what that means is Sendiio is going to automatically remove people who do not open at least one email within the last 1 to 6 months. Okay, I usually like putting 3 months just to give people a little bit of a buffer time. But I mean, some people, I know a few marketers just do 1 month right out of the gate. If you don't open an email for 1 month, boom, you're gone, just because they really like to keep a clean list. I like to do 3 months. And here, one thing that we wanted to do as well is to give these people the benefit of the doubt as well. Maybe for one reason or another, they're not opening the email. So what we did was we added the option for you to move them to a separate list for re-engagement. And this is very, very powerful as well, because again, a lot of us get a lot of emails every single day, and maybe you're just missing the person's email, but you truly want to continue to get the email. So you can move these inactive subscribers to a new list and start a re-engagement campaign. You can say, hey, Have you moved to a new email? Do you want to stay subscribed? You know, whatever it may be, you can run that re-engagement however you like. I got a really good one, and let me show you how that works. I got a really good one recently from the Bigger Pockets forum because I hadn't opened their emails in a while, and I truly like keeping up with their information. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh no, do not remove me. Oh, I'm spelling this wrong. There it goes. Here you go. So this is a re-engagement campaign they sent me. Joshua, is this goodbye? And I'm like, whoa, no. I knew right from the start it was a re-engagement campaign. So you can see it says we're still hoping you'll come back, but we understand that this is goodbye. It appears as though you've forgotten about us. We can take the hint. All we ask that if all I ask is that you be straight up with us and unsubscribe. So this is them cleaning their list because again, it affects your long-term reputation if you continue to email people that do not open. So they gave me the option to either unsubscribe or the option to keep me subscribed. Obviously, I wanted to keep subscribed to them, so I clicked on that, and boom, I started getting their emails again. Okay, so you can do something like that. Joshua, is this goodbye? Or there was another one that I saw that said, "Are you still at?" Boom, and then the subject line was, "Are you still at?" And then they used the email tag. Again, for those people that for some reason change their email, you can give them the option to change their email, or you can just go ahead directly delete them and be done with it. So here's where you add the emails. You can copy and paste them. We do have, I believe, a 5,000 email limit at a time for this, just because it really backs up the database. If you come in here and you paste, 20, 30,000 emails, it slows things down. So I think there's a 5,000 person limit, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have a really big list, I would recommend using our import feature. If not, you can just sit here and do them a batch at a time, copy and pasting. But you can do that. And the good thing about using a file as well, especially if you're exporting from a third-party service, is the fact that all those additional fields get imported as well. So if that file has name, email, last name, phone number, whatever it is, all of those extra fields get added along with that file. On the list opt-in mode, okay, so here we have normal and double. So if you require to have double opt-in for your specific country that you're in, you can do that, and then you can have it be on forced subscriptions only or forced subscriptions and manual import. Again, that depends on you guys. And if you do, one thing in here that if you do double opt-in, you can use a custom confirmation email template that gets sent out. Okay, and one thing that we're updating to this as well is the ability to customize the confirmation page. This was again another request from one of our users to be able to customize what is said on the confirmation page, because as of now it's just a simple general page that says you've been confirmed. That's it. But some of you want to actually be able to edit that, so we're going to be adding that soon. And that's it. To add the unsubscribe link, you can just put, the confirmation link, you just do confirm here. And obviously you can add more to this, but you can insert the confirmation URL tag there, and it makes it look a little nicer. Instead of, if you just put the confirmation URL tag, it's going to show this very long, ugly looking link. But if you do it like this, obviously it looks a lot nicer. All right, and let me turn all of this off now. Let me just do normal, single opt-in. The unsubscribe footer, again, this is so that you can give people the option to unsubscribe. You also have to have your address, your address in the footer. So make sure that you're doing that. And you can have multiple. So if you're in multiple niches, whatever it is, multiple clients, you have a unsub for each of those options. You can receive subscription notifications if you'd like to as well. This is, again, 100% optional, up to you if you want to get those emails anytime someone subscribes. And then here at the end, you certify and you agree to pretty much you won't be spamming, you won't be breaking the rules, all of that stuff. And we do have a Sendiio sending policy. So make sure you read that as well, because the last thing we want although we are affiliate marketing and marketer friendly, we just don't want spammers. Okay, that at the end of the day, and you shouldn't be wanting to run a spamming business either, because it's just not a good long-term business. Okay, if you want to be successful with list marketing, run permission-based campaigns. Okay, get people's permission to reach out to them, and that will be the best long-term business model that you can run, and the most profitable one as well. Because yeah, can you sneak in here and send out a few spamming campaigns? Yes. Will they be sent out? Yes. However, we do have systems in place that as soon as you get some, too many spam complaints, boom, your account is going to be automatically shut down. And we have a, no second chances policy, right? If you're spamming with Sendiio, we do not want you on our platform, and we will Sendiio will automatically close your account based on your spamming statistics if people are clicking that spam button in your emails. But that's it. Once you have this list created, you click create, and now you are good to go. Now we can create broadcasts and sequences for those different, for that specific list we just created. Okay, let me jump over to the chat box to see what's going on over here. See if there's any questions I can answer real quick. Can you connect to more than one SMTP simultaneously? No. So right now, I believe you can connect as many as you want. Yes, but when you assign it to a list, it's whichever one you assign, that's the one that's going to be used for that specific list. But you can go ahead and connect as many as you want. David is saying, so now you're saying SMTP is not optional? Yeah, no, SMTP is optional. Okay, so we have three ways to connect. You can connect to your hosting's SMTP. You have the third-party premium SMTPs, and then you have our elite service. So it's 100% optional. Whichever one you want to use is the one that you can connect to, and you can connect to all three of them. Okay, I have all three set up. I have premium SMTPs, I have my own SMTP, and I have the elite service. Okay, so I have three different ones, and obviously I use the elite one for my campaigns right now. But yeah, I mean, you can have as many or as little as you want. Someone is saying, do you have a Trello board roadmap of upcoming features? I've not heard of that, but I mean, we'll see how difficult that would be to set up. But no, we run everything through Slack and pretty much Skype and GitHub. We do have GitHub where, and anytime I want a feature or anytime I see someone that requests a feature inside of our support desk, boom, I add it to the GitHub that we have. TJ is saying add tags to contacts or lists. Yeah, so our tagging system, all of you guys got access to that as a free bonus as well. Well, as one of the 2.0 updates. Let's see, Alina saying I'm not getting a lot of the services that I had purchased. I purchased your services, I believe, a year ago. Okay, so if you purchased during the 1.0 launch, then yeah, you have free access to all the 2.0 features, and you should have been getting all of my update emails. Okay, because anytime if I come here to tutorials and I go to new updates and new features, you'll see that we've been adding updates since we launched the 1.0, and for the most part, I create a video anytime we have updates. Okay, so if you come here, you'll see that a lot of these features that we released for 2.0, they've been ready for a while. Okay, look, the first three new features we released were March 8th of last year. Okay, so almost a year to the day. And then about 11 days later, we released a new update of new way to connect to Facebook pages. Then the day after that, we released 5 new features. Then 2 new features 6 days after that. So I mean, then 3 new features about a month later. And this is when we released the new tagging system. So you can see the new tagging system was ready in April of last year. Okay. And then here we improved our booster features. Okay, in May of last year, we revamped the what you see is what you get editor. We had a very basic one before in May of last year. 5 new updates June of last year. The agency grouping feature, okay, was released after that. The double opt-in that was requested was released after that. And then major update to our the tagging automation. Okay, and then the new stats overhaul was the last one that I made a video about. Okay, so you can see the reason that it took us a year to release the 2.0 launch was because I wanted to have a good amount of updates done to the platform before doing a proper 2.0 launch. I didn't want to just have, you know, a handful of features and do a 2.0 launch. I wanted to do it properly to have a good amount of features lined up to get people excited. Okay, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. I didn't want to just have a handful of them. I wanted to have a lot so that people can be like, okay, I missed the 1.0, but I'm not going to miss the 2.0 because they've truly been improving the system, and we're going to continue to improve it. So got completely off track, but Alina, pretty much if you bought the 1.0, you got all of this. You must have been getting my emails, because again, I send out an email every time I publish one of these videos, unless you missed my emails, but you should have access to all of these new updates pretty much. Someone is saying no audio. Give me a 2 in the chat box if you cannot hear me. That's a trick question. How do we customize the opt-in form? Yes. That is the biggest thing, the biggest eyesore inside of Sendiio is our web form. But I do have good news. I have been talking with our main developer the last 2 days, trying to track down a much better web form creator and customizer. So we narrowed it down to 2 pre-made web form creators that we found, and we're going to be integrating one of them with Sendiio so that we can just pretty much revamp this entire section. The one thing that I hate the most about this is the fact that it pops up into a new window. This should not be like this. It should not be this basic. So this is one of the biggest updates that all of you guys will be able to see. All of you that just joined us for 2.0, you will be able to see this very, very soon. Is how to how this is just going to be completely revamped. The number one thing is I do not want it opening up in a new window, and I want it to be, this is basic. This is an eyesore. This is horrible. Okay, this is just not what I want Sendiio to be like. But for now it works because again, we are integrated with a lot of page builders out there, and I know that a lot of you have premium page builders that you can create opt-in pages with. But again, it should not be this. It should not be like that when you're creating a web form. Another thing that we have planned is to have a WordPress plugin as well, so that if you do have WordPress sites, you'll be able to create opt-in forms that look a lot nicer than what you just saw, and be able to put them on your WordPress sites as well. So lots of options coming. Yeah, Tony says ugly. Yeah, it is. But I mean, like I said, we are staying on top of our integrations. And I mean, I don't remember the last time I personally used a web form straight from the autoresponder to a page. I mean, I've always used page builders, but I know a lot of you do want to have a much better thing than this. I mean, I want something better than that. I don't want, the first thing is I do not want it to continue opening up in a new window. That's not acceptable. Michael saying, will I be sending out replay? Yes. The WordPress plugin, that might be ready a little bit earlier than expected because, again, I have 3 developers. I have a main one, and then the main one works with pretty much the secondary one, and then we have a third one. So the secondary and the third ones are the ones that are constantly working on Sendiio, and then my main developer is kind of the one that oversees that, and he also works on other projects. So he's kind of got some time right now to work on a plugin and revamping the opt-in form, since the other 2 are busy staying on top of not only the tickets, but staying on top of, all the other feature requests that are coming in. So for something like that, it might be a month to 2 months. Okay, so just trust me, stay on top of your email, and I'll be sending out updates as we publish them. Pete Stone is saying, will you integrate with Webinar Kit and MeetVO? I will reach out to the Webinar Kit guys. I'm not sure if MeetVO will integrate with us since they have their own autoresponder they just released. So it'll be kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Sasha saying, how do we make feature requests? Our support email is support@samuraiblogger.com. I'm posting it in the... There you go. Larry is saying, can we make nice newsletters like in GetResponse? Yeah, so that's another thing that we definitely want to do. Since I do realize that many of you do want to have that ability as well. You can, if you have the skills or you hire someone that has the skills, you can make this look as nice as you want when you're creating a broadcast. So, you can have images added in here. All right, you can do it by URL or upload it. So if you want to have a nice header, you can. Let me see. There's other. I use the very basic. I mean, if you guys see my emails, that's how I stick to them. But you can use a lot of these in here. I believe this is a table. Yeah, you can insert tables. Let me see. There's something else in here that I wanted to show you guys. A form, no. No, text field, text area. Is it this one? Oh yeah. So here you can add blocks. All right. So that starts making things a little nicer as well. All right. So yeah, you can sit here and start like really creating something nice. And then obviously we have the source code that you can input into there to really start making your newsletters look nice. And then you can always save it as a template. So if you have one standardized template, one look that you go with your newsletters, you can do that or hire someone to do it a one-time fee, someone that does have skills to work with. What you see is where you get editor and make a nice newsletter template, save it as a template, and then boom, you could always load that in at any time and then customize the text. But what I could do as well is reach out to my designer and see if she can design a few of these templates, just a few standardized templates that you guys can customize, and then I'll save it as a template and see if my developer can publish that template to all of you guys. So there goes a good idea there. Let me, I'll write that down once we get off of here. All right, and let's see, where were we before? We had created a list. We set up a broadcast. Oh, we haven't set up a broadcast. So here I am on the broadcast page. So let's do QnA. Subject QnA training. Okay, and here you have lists and you have tags. I think someone asked about tags as well. And I'm really enjoying using tags lately because you can create some very targeted lists using tags. Meaning people that are actually interacting with your emails, because at the end of the day, that is what you want to do. You want to, when it comes to list marketing, it's not about the size of your list. Okay, if you have a huge list and a very responsive huge list, yes, that's great. But if you can have a small list but hyper interactive list, and that can crush someone that has a giant unresponsive list. Okay. And let me show you just one of my broadcasts that went out to tags, and you can see the difference. I went from emailing 19,000 people down to about 11,000 people, and the difference in the open rates was just insane. Okay, so here, look at this email. This one here went to 11,000 people, and this went out to 58 different tags. So I went back and I created tags for people that opened my emails. Okay, so I know that they are interested in what I'm saying. So pretty much 27% of these people open this email, okay, which is pretty much, you know, unheard of when it comes to email marketing, unless you're obviously using tags. But if you're emailing just straight ahead a complete list, here it is. This was the first email that I sent out. So 21,000 people, I sent out the first email. 1,600 people open, which is still a good number, 7.6% open rate. But I mean, it compares, I got double the amount of people to open because I went to tags instead. I went back and I looked through people that actually were opening my emails, and I created groups of that. And I know that these people are interested in video as well, because with our searching option, you can search video, and this is going to show me all the emails that I have sent out that are about video. Okay, and then I created tags for those people that I can email products all around video. Okay, so here you can see here about 19 pages or so of video related emails that I've sent out. And if you go to the stats, I'll show you how I did this. If you go to stats and then you go to the open option, here at the bottom you can do email to all open. Okay, and if you click on that, it's going to create a new, it's not only going to create a new tag, but it's going to take you directly to the broadcast creation page. And obviously I'm not going to email just this tag unless you know, you want to. But what I did was I went ahead and I did that exact process for you know, all those different broadcasts that showed up for video. And each time a new tag was created. That's why you saw that I selected 58 tags to email, because each one, anytime you do this process, it creates a new tag. However, what I did as of a few days ago, since, you know, I didn't want to continue going back and doing all of that, what I did was I'm starting to add the tagging automation to my broadcast. So now if I load up an email real quick that has some links, you'll see what happens. Okay, if I load up this, now you saw that these options show up here as well. But here now I can automate this process of being able to add people that open to my emails to a specific tag automatically. And I created, I've created a global list. So a global opened list. Okay, so now every time that I send out a broadcast from this point forward, I am now automatically adding everyone that opens an email to a specific opened tag. So now over the next, you know, few months, I'm going to be creating a very nice hyper targeted list of only people that open my email. And that is the people that I want to be emailing, because I don't want to email people if they're just not opening my email. And then again, if I want to remove them from a separate tag, I can. And another thing, to create an even more targeted list, I can add people to a tag that are clicking the links, and that makes it an even more targeted person, because now if I'm searching for people in video, or I'm sending out a video list, a video promotion email, I know that they opened a video promotion email and they clicked on that video promotion email. So now I know that they are actually interested in finding out more about that product that I sent out. So I also created a global click link. Okay, so global click. Okay, so now I'm adding people to two different tags, those that open and those that click. And over time, I'm going to be creating some very hyper targeted groups of people. And I created global lists, but we can take this down to you know, get it even more targeted. And I'll start creating tags more specifically. So I'll do, okay, this email is about video, so I'll go ahead and create a video global tag. And then if this next email that I send out is SEO, then I'll create a tag that says, okay, this is an SEO global list. And then you can start adding people to multiple different lists, okay? Multiple different tags, sorry. All right, now I got off on another tangent there, but that's a very, very powerful feature, guys, and make sure you're taking advantage of that, because creating those hyper targeted tag lists are very, very powerful over time. And again, it all comes down to maintaining a good long term reputation with the email service providers. Okay, when you start emailing only people that are actually opening your emails and you're getting 27-30% open rates, that goes a long way, because those are people that are actually wanting to read your stuff. Okay, and to create a blank tag like I just showed you, instead of creating it like that, to create a global tag, you can just come here, do global SEO as an example, and I'll do people interested in SEO, and then I'll do new empty tag. That's how you do it. And then you choose your source. So I'll do an elite tag. This is pretty much what I can use to email this new tag. The sender name, and new fields. You can add those extra fields if you want. The unsubscribe footer, and you can receive subscription notifications if you want. Okay, but that's it. Once you do that, now you have a new tag that you can use for every one of your emails for people that are interested in SEO. Okay, so give me a 3 in the chat box if you guys have used um, the tagging feature. Someone is asking me a good question. Honestly, are you using Sendiio over Aweber, GetResponse, etc. as your exclusive messaging partner? Yeah, you want me to show you? I'm going to give you proof. You want some proof? I was actually, um, for the launch, I was going to use a video of me actually canceling my GetResponse and Aweber account, and it worked out perfectly. I created the best video. And then when I went to edit it, the audio was horrible for some reason. I think my mic was messed up, and you can just hear throughout my whole video, and it sounded like I was stuttering, and it was horrible. But let me show you something. I was also going to use this GetResponse. GetResponse is incredible. When I canceled it, and no, I didn't even I was gonna manually cancel GetResponse, and then they pretty much canceled it for me because the credit card that I had on file expired, or I think I replaced it, and they wanted to charge me. I'm trying to find a word. They wanted to charge me not only 150 bucks. Oh, look, here it goes. Recurrent payment failed. They wanted to charge me 350 bucks to reactivate my list. I'm like, my card didn't get charged for 2 days, and you want to charge me, you know, an insane amount of money here. I'm trying to find that email. Oh, look, here it is. List extension fee, $305, and I was paying $145. So they wanted to charge me 450 bucks. And here's what I told them is, I refuse to pay $305 to extend the list that I built on your platform. Please just cancel my account. Thanks. I was gonna cancel it anyways. But it was like, that's ridiculous. And let me go to Aweber. I canceled. Well, Aweber, I still owe them money, but it's the same thing. They want me to pay them for another month, and I'm not even using them anymore. And they continue to send me like overdue invoice. 320 bucks. Definitely not paying that. Um, but yeah, I was paying. I wonder why it's only 320 bucks now. I was paying them 450 bucks for the last like 2 years. So yeah, there you go. I do not have GetResponse or Aweber anymore. Yeah, Larry says Aweber thinks they are holding your list hostage. Yeah, they do. And even and honestly, like if you guys want to see, I don't even email the list that I had on Aweber anymore. It's just the open rates and everything just tanked so badly with that list on Aweber that I don't even want to risk damaging my sender reputation by emailing those lists. So you saw, I mean, I think I had, let me see, I have the list in here. Maybe 25,000 people in Aweber. And I'm not even emailing them anymore for that very reason, because I forgot where it is. Somewhere in here in my Aweber list. Oh, here it is. Aweber, 21,000 people. I haven't emailed them in easily over 3 months just because I'm hesitant. I don't want to, you know, ruin my current sending reputation because it was just, you know, so horrible on Aweber. I don't even want to risk it. So you guys saw I mean, the most amount of people that I'm emailing now is maybe 19,000. And usually around 11 or 12,000, just because I want to email people that are actually opening my email. So I'm creating hyper targeted lists within Sendiio and only opening those people, only emailing those people. But here, look, 11,000. The most that I ever email is maybe 21,000, and I don't even think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm just gonna, you know, continue. I might do it every once in a while, or I might create um, a re-engagement campaign for the go back and create a tag for people that have not been opening the emails, just like I did with the people that have been opening the emails, and run an engagement campaign for them, and then try to, you know, get as many of those people to open my emails, and then after that, just not email the people that continue to not open. Martin saying, are you in the US or elsewhere? Yeah, I'm in Miami, Florida. Mark Soto is saying, is there a roadmap link? So several of you are asking about roadmap links. I'm assuming for updates. I can talk to my developer to see if he can set that up. But as of right now, no. Everything, we're just doing it, you know, I guess behind closed doors, if you want to, so to speak. Because I know he's working on. I mean, the guy works on multiple different updates at a time. Okay, so I have maybe a few more minutes. So let me, man, I don't even think I might have to do another one of these. So we set up a broadcast. We didn't set up a sequence. Would you guys like to do another one of these? I guess we can do another one next week, or I could set up the convertry special as well. A lot of you showed an interest in the convertry special, so we can do the convertry special next week. Well, I have to talk to Andrew. I haven't even messaged him to see if he can do it next week. I think there's a big marketing event going on next week. So we can give me a 1 in the chat box for the convertry special. Well, a lot of you are already posting it. So, okay. So see, man, there's like 20 of you that just posted for the convertry special. All right. So we'll do the convertry special next week. And then if anything after that, I'll do, or maybe I could do both next week. We'll do, let me see the schedule. Either way, all right. Either way, there's going to be another webinar next week. It'll either be convertry special and a Q&A, or just convertry special. And then the following week, I'll do the another Q&A. All right. That sound good to you guys? Give me a 2 in the chat box if that sounds good to you guys. Perfect. So tons of 2s coming in. Alondra is saying, what's the convertry cost? The last time I ran the special, I was able to get him to do it for $297 for the year. Don't quote me on that. I'll try my best to see if I can do it again. He did just do a public launch, I believe, a few months ago, which I think it was $297. But again, that was a public launch, and he doesn't do that often. Most of his promotions are just you know, kind of back door. You got to kind of approach him and see what he can put together. Perfect. All right, guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope some of this cleared this up, at least the very beginning, on how to navigate, what to do, how to set up Sendiio. And again, I'm going to put this replay here at the top of the now I'm confused. Now I don't know if I should make a new tab for webinar replays, and also put this here at the top. I might put this here at the top as well. Either way, it's going to be somewhere in here in the members area. But thank you guys for coming out. We had a very good crowd. I think we got about over 250 people on here, so very good crowd that we have. So perfect. Thank you guys for coming out. Now I'm hoping that I go to the dentist and they don't mess me up. But hopefully I'll be able to talk just fine after that. I'm still having a few procedures done. But that's it, guys. Thank you for coming out here, and I'll be having this replay out to you guys as soon as it renders. Thank you guys very much for coming out.